WoodSongs Kids is funded in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism. Information about the lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music, art festivals, and more is available online at kentuckytourism.com. By the Martin Guitar Company, building handcrafted guitars for professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com. And by the Deering Banjo Company, making American-made handcrafted banjos. Their full catalog of banjos is online at deeringbanjos.com.
WoodSongs Kids, celebrating the music of America's front porch from the Lyric Theater in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Michaela Rain Jonathan. Welcome to WoodSongs Kids. Here's my daddy, folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Thank you, Michaela. Can you believe it's time for another WoodSongs Kids, and we're going to sing our song together. You ready? Sitting on the creaky old rocking chair. You say it's gonna rain, we don't care. Dancing with you all afternoon on the front porch with me. Listen to the rhythm of the summer rain, tapping on the temple on my window pane. Nothing like summer on the front porch swing, making my banjo ring. I'm playing my banjo on the rocking chair. You can play your fiddle in your underwear, just as pretty as a rainbow in your hair. On the front porch with me, when you're on the front porch with me. Thank you, Michaela. Good job, honey. Welcome to another broadcast of WoodSongs Kids. We are inviting kids from all over the nation to come be part of our show. Why? Because we are celebrating the music of America's front porch, kids style. And we think that kids and music and art is a very, very important part of life and culture and community. And because of that, kids come from everywhere to be on WoodSongs Kids, and we tell them all, you don't have to play perfect, you just have to have a lot of fun. One of the most important instruments in the world of acoustic music is this one here. It's a banjo. A banjo comes to us from Africa, and believe it or not, they put a fifth string, this one, on the banjo, and it became one of the most powerful instruments in all of bluegrass music. It was driving and ringing, and there's so many wonderful banjo players out there, and we've got one of them here. He's 12 years old. He comes to us from Ohio. He's going to do a tune called Alabama Jubilee. Please welcome Owen Brockman and his banjo to WoodSongs Kids. He's 12 years old. He comes all the way from Centerville, Ohio. Owen Brockman, it's nice to have you here. What a great player you are.
Thank you so much.
How old were you when you first started playing the banjo?
When I first started playing, I was 9 years old.
9 years old. So you've only been playing for 3 years, right?
Right.
So how does one get as good as you?
Lots of determination and practice. It takes that effort and it takes that feeling to keep practicing and keep pushing. Also, motivating parents really helps too, because that can keep you on track and help you keep going. And when you have that motivation behind you, it's amazing.
So what does mom and dad do for you that helps keep that motivation going? What should parents do? They've got a youngster, somebody's watching on TV or listening on radio. They have a youngster that kind of wants to play. What advice would you give the parents to do for the kids?
Advice I would give the parents would be just to help them through their journey, and any paths they come across, keep helping them. Give them constructive feedback. Like any criticism, a little bit, is always a good thing. It can kind of go far.
Criticism, but not scolding, right?
Not scolding.
Not scolding. Now, you learning the banjo, was it important for you to be around other players that also played?
It really was, because I can, when I hear somebody else, you can pick out little parts of their playing and add it to yours. You can kind of use something from everybody.
So where did you go to meet other players that played the banjo?
So the first time that I met a kid more so my age that played the banjo was at IBMA, Bluegrass Festivals, and they're amazing for finding people your age to go to see. And if not that, you can always find a bluegrass jam nearby. On Fridays, I go to a grocery store jam. And I jam with people in the back of a grocery store.
Yeah, and the little things like that are all over rural America, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, the weirdest places, but some of the best jams.
Well, let's talk about your banjo after you play this next song. You're going to do a tune called Dance With Me. What is this song? Tell us about this song.
This song is a soft rock tune by the Orleans, which were a 70s band.
Okay, and you're playing this on the banjo.
I am, yes.
A soft rock song. Okay, let's check it out. He's 12 years old from Centerville, Ohio. It's Owen Brockman on WoodSongs Kids. Big hit song for the rock group Orleans, and you're playing at 12 years old, Owen Brockman. Let's talk about the way you play. Let's talk about what happens on your right hand. Everybody kind of understands the left hand, sort of, because you're flying around the fretboard. But what are you doing with your right hand?
In my right hand, banjo playing consists usually of roll patterns with 3 notes, and it kind of can sound really fast because you're playing using all 3 fingers to play with picks.
Let's show. First of all, you got a pick on your thumb. and then your first finger and your second finger, right?
Right.
Just that. Just those three.
those three.
So give me an example of a role that a kid can play on his couch while the TV's going.
Well, the TV's here.
No. Give it to me slow. You just do that over and over until it becomes normal, right?
Over again. That's a forward reverse roll.
Now do it fast.
Yes.
Now do it fast. And that's where that big, fast sound of the banjo comes in, right?
And you can keep going and keep practicing that.
You know, and I can you hear that sound? That's the sound of all the grown-ups that play the banjo, locking it in their cases and hurling it in the closet after seeing you play your banjo, right? So when you play with other players, is it hard not to show off?
It depends on the player. When I'm in front of somebody who's really good, it can be kind of hard for me to show off because they're really good.
But that's who you're learning from, right?
Right, and so I don't know. I try not to show off a whole lot, but when I'm in front of
well, you're good enough to show off. How many songs do you think you can play?
On a memory basis, and if I was, I don't know, on
Take a
top
guess.
of my mind, take a guess. On the top of my mind, probably 30.
30.
But when I'm in the jam sessions, I can play more because I know if somebody calls out a tune, I would remember.
You could just follow along with the chords,
Yeah.
right? So now we're going to do a song called Crazy Creek, and you mentioned Earl Scruggs. Explain to kids who Earl Scruggs was.
Earl Scruggs is like the founding member of Banjo. He created the three-finger style technique with the rolls that I just showed you. He was very influential in the bluegrass world, and he's many people's role model. And from him came many other great banjo players like Bela Fleck and Bill Keith and them.
J.D. Crowe, you got to remember
Yes,
J.D.
Crow's
Crowe.
amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get ready to play this other song, and tell us about this tune real quick. It's called Crazy Creek.
Crazy Creek is a song by Bill Keith. It has very weird chords, which is why it's crazy.
Well, let's check it out. He's playing the banjo. He's 12 years old from Centerville, Ohio. Owen Brockman on WoodSongs Kids and Crazy Creek.
Thank you.
Owen Brockman, WoodSongs Kids, all the way from Centerville, Ohio. If you've got a youngster that you think belongs on a broadcast, we hope the parents and guardians of these kids would send us a little YouTube clip, just a little something. You just visit the WoodSongs website. You click on the Kids TV page. We love to hear everything that parents and guardians send us because we want to celebrate the world of youngsters and kids. And we're going to take a complete left turn here. Owen Brockman played amazing banjo, and we have a youngster here that is from Wisconsin. He's 16 years old, and he is a singer-songwriter with his guitar, and he picks the most unusual tunes for a 16-year-old kid to play. He's going to pull out a Nico Case song called I Wish I Was on the Moon, right? Is that the name of it?
Wish I Was the Moon. Yeah.
Wish I Was the Moon. It's Ian Shaw from Wisconsin on WoodSongs Kids.
Chimney Falls, this lover's place, thought that I was young. Now I've freezing hands and bloodless veins, as numb as I've become. I'm so tired, I wish I was the moon tonight. Last night I dreamt I'd forgotten my name. 'cause I sold my soul and awoke just the same. I'm so lonely, I wish I was the moon tonight. God blessed me, I'm a free man with no place free to go. Paralyzed and collared tight, no pills for what I feel. This is crazy, and I wish I was the moon tonight. Chimney falls as lovers blaze. I thought that I was young. Now I freeze in hands and bloodless veins, as numb as I've become. I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight. How will you know if you found me at last? 'Cause I'll be the one, be the one, be the one, with my heart in my lap. I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight. I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon tonight.
Thank you.
Beautiful performance. Ian Shaw, 16 years old, all the way from Wisconsin, on our broadcast here in Lexington, Kentucky at the Lyric Theater. It's nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
Okay, so you just pulled out a Nico Case song. Where does a 16-year-old kid learn Nico Case music?
It's amazing what Spotify recommendations can do.
So was this a hard song for you to learn?
Not really, but now that I've learned it, I'm obsessed with it, and I love playing it. Yeah.
And that's an interesting word to use with music, because that's the love part, right?
Yeah.
So how old were you when you decided that, I really love music, I love playing?
From honestly as long as I can remember, I had this beat-up guitar that I just play around the house at like 5 years old, and then I immediately picked up ukulele, then guitar, and
I think when we first met you, you were a ukulele player, right?
Yeah.
So is it hard to go from the ukulele, which is a tiny instrument with just 4 strings?
Yep.
Guitar's a bigger instrument with 6 strings. Was that hard for you to make that transition?
It's a little bit of a switch, but once you get in the flow, it just it gets better.
So what's a good thing to learn on the guitar? Just basic chords?
Yeah, I'd say start with basic chords, yeah.
So you're going to do a tune here that you wrote, because you're also a songwriter. And this is one of the reasons that we wanted you here. You're picking up another guitar because it's tuned differently. So you're going to play this tune. It's called Doing Fine. And you wrote this. How long ago did you write this?
Wrote it in September of last year.
Well, it's a pretty new song, right?
Yeah.
16 years old, all the way from Wisconsin. Doing Fine is his own original composition. Ian Shaw on WoodSongs Kids.
Made it all 9 hours in the back of my parents' car. Till I fell back under. Spent another 2 with you. How we've fallen so far. But I'm doing fine, I'm doing fine. Give it 5 and I'll be alright. Let's talk about nothing but old times and memories, what it was like saying goodbye. But I think it's clear what you're thinking. I shouldn't be here, I should just say goodbye. But I'm with you tonight, and I'm doing fine. You check the time every minute. Another 5 months and not too much time. Oh, catch messing up is hard enough. I can't quite remember what happened, but you used to be able to tell anytime I was lying. And you're on the phone with the very same one who you swore you'd abandon this time. He asks about me, and you say we don't speak, as you cover my mouth with your eyes. And I wanna cry, 'cause you're doing fine. Oh well, I didn't remember to ask you if you wanna meet up again. Let's talk about nothing but old times and memories, what it was like saying goodbye. But I think it's clear what you're thinking. I shouldn't be here, I should just say goodbye. But I'm with you tonight, and you're doing fine. So give it 5 and all be alright. Thank you.
What a beautiful song, Ian.
Thank you.
So Doing Fine, that was an original song that you wrote. And was it something that took a long time to write, or does it happen right away?
This one took a pretty short time, but some songs, it really depends.
That's very deep lyrics for a 16-year-old kid.
Thank you.
I mean, like, so how many times have you broken up with somebody? It's almost what that's like, right? So what was the first song you ever wrote? Do you remember it?
It was a song called Words, and I performed it on here.
Yeah, we're back in the WoodSongs, right?
Yeah, I think I was 11. Yeah.
So do you consider yourself a prolific writer?
Really depends. Depends on the month. Sometimes you just crank them out. Sometimes it takes months to write one song. Yeah.
Right. And you changed your tuning for the song that you just performed, right?
Yeah.
Did you write the song in the different tuning, or did it happen after you wrote it?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of open tuning, which is where you tune your guitar to a chord. I write a lot of stuff in open D. This song's in open D.
An open D, okay. So let's hear what an open D guitar tuning sounds like. You gonna play that? One note at a time. It's a beautiful sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you're gonna play a Joni Mitchell song next, right? And then you're gonna switch the guitar out for that. And you're gonna go back to standard tuning for this song?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in regular tuning now. You've picked up your other guitar. What is it about Joni Mitchell that everybody loves?
I am a huge Joni Mitchell fan. It's just something about the way the melodies, the lyrics just seem to like pour out of her. She's like my biggest songwriting inspiration.
And it's interesting, a lot of her songs she wrote on the Mountain Dulcimer, right?
Yeah.
And became world famous because of those songs. And everybody thought it was a guitar.
Yeah.
They were like, how does she make that sound on a guitar? It was a dulcimer.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you've got your guitar. You're going to do a Joni Mitchell tune. It's called A Case of You. You ready?
Yep.
He's 16 years old from Wisconsin. Ian Shaw on WoodSongs Kids.
Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada. Oh, Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. I would still be on my feet. Oh, I would still be on my feet. Oh, I'm a lonely painter. I live in a box of pains. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me when you said love is touching souls. And surely you touched mine as part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. Oh, I would still be on my feet. I met a woman, she had a mouth like yours. She knew your life, she knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you are in my blood, you're my holy wine. You're so bitter, bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. Oh, I would still be on my feet. Thank you.
Joni Mitchell wrote it, A Case of You. Wasn't it great having Ian Shaw, 16 years old, all the way from Wisconsin, and all the way from Centerville, Ohio, the amazing Owen Brockman on his banjo, just 12 years old. And you know, we love our WoodSongs kids, and we remember something that Nelson Mandela said a long time ago. He said, society reveals its soul by the way it treats its children. And we encourage parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles to listen to your kids, encourage them with their art, encourage them with their music. It's part of the human experience, and we never want to take that away from our kids. Right, Michaela? You want to tell everybody thank you?
Thank you for watching our show. We'll be back next week for more WoodSongs Kids.
Closed captioning provided by visitlex.com. WoodSongs Kids is funded in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism. Information about the lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music, art festivals, and more is available online at kentuckytourism.com. By the Martin Guitar Company, building handcrafted guitars for professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com. And by the Deering Banjo Company, making American-made handcrafted banjos. Their full catalog of banjos is online at deeringbanjos.com.